All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music and in this episode, artificial music. And doing it in real time for a few real people, or maybe some AI generated people, just like you and just like me. It's getting scary. So Jim, who keeps up with country music and is a patron, thank you, Jim, for being a patron. I really appreciate the patrons, especially those who stay month after month. God bless you guys. Thank you very much for doing what you do. Sent me another story, Jim did, about Randy Travis. So, country music legend releases new song more than a decade after losing ability to sing. Now, this will be song number two of the new AI version of Randy Travis. The song is called Horses in Heaven. And this is the story, though. And people are pretty happy and pretty excited about this. And I'm wondering what the general population thinks of this. But some people in the industry are giddy with excitement because this opens up a whole new window, so to speak, of capturing an artist at their peak. Basically, what they do is sample a vocal track of Randy Travis in his prime, and they overlay that sound over another vocalist who goes in the studio and records the song, and the AI essentially morphs the guy who's singing into Randy Travis using the sample from Randy in his prime. That's how it's done. The song is called Horses in Heaven, and I went and listened to it. It's a great song, by the way. I mean, the lyrics, it's described in a way, I think, which is very interesting. But this is how it works. The process to create the songs includes a surrogate singer, James Dupree, who lays down a vocal track. Then Randy's producers then use AI software to take Randy's vocal isolated recordings and turn them into the song, his vocal isolated recordings. So they just take vocals and sample those vocals. Randy Travis said in a statement, "This has been an incredibly hard 24 hours. Last night, many souls were lost in a horrific plane crash in Washington, D.C., so this must have been a couple of days ago. And this morning, we lost a dear member of our country music and Warner Music family, publishing giant Ben Vaughn. My prayers are with all of the people affected by these losses, including members of our team." So Randy here speaking in a way, first of all, it's great that he acknowledges the plane crash. I don't hear a lot of rock and rollers talking about stuff. I mean, they're talking about California all day long. They're doing benefits, and there should be benefits there, but I'm curious as to why they're not as mortified about these recent plane crashes. Now we had another one in Northeast Philadelphia, which was just gruesome. I don't even know how to describe what that was. I mean, they were both just, I mean, if you focus your mind on this for a while, you're going to think to yourself, this world is a scary place, and some of us are getting tired of being scared and being upset. Anyway, Randy says, Horses in Heaven feels like a timely reminder of God's love and mercy. So that's a positive, right? I hope it brings some comfort to those of us hurting through these tragedies. We have decided to continue with this release and promotion of it, but felt remiss not to share what's on my heart right now. God bless Ben. He's the guy from Warner Publishing, and the victims of the plane crash, and all who are feeling the heaviness of this moment. All right, so I went and listened to this song, and I got to tell you, it's impossible. It's literally, I'm sorry, it's literally impossible to distinguish this track from a classic Randy Travis song. It's impossible. And as much as that sounds amazing, so what's going to happen, and it's happening, so it's not just going to happen, it's happening. All of your favorite music can basically move forward with an isolated vocal track and a surrogate singer. So, for instance, I complain a lot about this show, or not about, I do. I complain a lot about my own show. No, what I complain about are people who go out, and I do complain about my show. I'll watch the videos and I'll go, what am I doing? Um, but I'll watch these singers out there 20, 30, 40 years past their prime. And, I complain about it. I'm like, why are they still out there doing this? Now, I don't know if you can cure the live show. I'm thinking if you can cure the studio show, it's got to be right around the corner that you can cure the live show. For instance, like Lou Gramm. So he goes out and, say, Foreigner invites Lou Gramm to sing, right? And Lou isn't the Lou of 1984, and he's got to sing I Want to Know What Love Is. Well, let's dial up a Lou Gramm vocal from 1984, plug it into the system, and have Lou sing live. But what you're hearing is the 1984 version of Lou Gramm coming out of the speakers. And in the studio, folks, what this means is that, whatever band that you remember where the singer was in his prime, they isolate his vocal track from that era. They find a surrogate singer. They don't even need the original singer, obviously, to do this. It's like a surrogate mother carrying a baby, I'm going to bring this vocal to full term, and we'll give birth to a brand new song that sounds exactly like Randy Travis in his prime. Now, Jim's reaction, and I think it's an appropriate reaction, is that this is creepy. But the creepiness, does it make a difference when there are millions of fans who want to live back in the day when everybody sounded great? And so this brings the past into the present. I mean, this is just, I think, the tip of the iceberg. We are at the very beginning. And, there were smart people who said this was coming, and everybody's like, yeah, whatever. It's bad enough that the music right now on the radio is all produced by a handful of people, and I'm talking about the pop stuff and the country stuff and even some of the Christian music that I listen to. There's a ton of it that comes from just a few people, and they can sit there on a computer all day. And you don't need musical instruments. No. I mean, you can get those sounds from a computer, and it might even sound like a real guitar or real drums. I mean, drums are just beats, so you can create beats very easily. But piano sounds, keyboard sounds, which are all just sounds now that come from a computer. But this is super scary because, yeah, maybe you go in the studio with a real band and that sounds authentic. And then you bring this Randy Travis vocal from, I don't know, let's go to, say, 1992, right? Randy Travis in his prime, you would think, right around there. And you produce a brand new song. It doesn't sound like an aged Randy Travis. It sounds like Randy back in the day. And so a lot of people are going to be like, wow, I can still have this. I can still have these vocals. I don't sacrifice anything. And it's good for everybody. Randy continues with his career. Um, he could continue to write songs, and then someone else can help him record those songs. Although he's not recording, he's not doing anything when it comes to going into the studio. His stuff has already been recorded from years ago. So I'm pretty sure there's an ethical dilemma here. I'm not sure what it is, but the way humans behave, I'm thinking humans are going to be like, hey, I want more of this. Yeah, give me more of this. At least I can, if I'm going to listen to new stuff, it's got to sound like old stuff. And this stuff sounds prime, sounds exactly the way it's supposed to sound. The song is a great song. And Randy Travis is like full steam ahead, man. It's weird that he's going to be remembered as the first musician to really go forward with this, from what I understand. I don't know anybody in the rock world. I'm surprised Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons don't do this. I'm surprised that the Ronnie James Dio estate, because they've already done, the Dio Avatar, that they're not putting out more Dio music that sounds like Dio back in 1980 something, And I think there's going to be a flood of this. And what's going to happen is, again, like, I went and listened to this, people are going to go, I don't have a problem with this. This sounds great. I don't know why anyone would have a problem with this. It is actually Randy Travis singing. Sort of. And again, this is really a difficult thing to push back against, because you're going to have people that are just like, dude, it's great music. What's your issue? I don't know. It's not really Randy Travis singing, but okay. No, it is. It's his voice. And so you're going to have that back and forth. And my guess is this technology is only going to get better, and it's only going to be more detailed. Like certain nuances about Randy's voice, the program will perfect that. It's kind of like, it's right now, it's probably at 90%. It'll be at 110%. It'll be more Randy than Randy ever was. It'll figure out how to do that. And thus, this natural, organic music that we once all knew will go out the window. And then what's going to happen is you probably won't need a surrogate vocalist at some point. The computer will probably do everything without a surrogate vocalist. And then that just opens the window for people just to create new stuff with. See, the great thing about Randy Travis and great singers like him is they were very distinctive. Randy Travis has a voice, or had a voice, still has a voice apparently, like nobody else. I mean, you knew when he came on the radio, he was just one of a kind. And pick your poison. There are singers from the rock world, from the pop world, from wherever, that you miss hearing their voice, and then you're going to hear a brand new song by that artist resurrected by someone else or something else. So this seems like an ethical dilemma. Some of you will be like, dude, just grow up. You're just an old dude in a digital world. You're Joe Walsh. You're an analog man, and you don't like this new digital frontier. I mean, there's a band that could do this. The Eagles, right? They'd have all these great voices. They could sample some Randy Meisner. Imagine that. Randy Meisner on a new song. We haven't heard Randy singing for years on a new song, or whoever. Just pick anyone. This list would be endless. So anyway, just to wrap this up, the song is called Horses in Heaven. He had a track last year called Where That Came From. And these songs are impossible to differentiate from the original Randy Travis. So Is that good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent? Do you not care? Is this the end of music as we know it? And are people going to care? I think these are all relevant questions as we move forward into the brave new world all together. Some of us are going to go, others are going, this is like the mark of the beast. Just, did you take the mark of the beast? Sure, I did. Did you hear that song? It was great. What are you talking about, man? This isn't the mark of the beast. This is technology, and technology is good. It's for the greater good, Dave. Yeah. All right. Well, it's creepy. All right. I agree with Jim. It's creepy, and I will resist. I will go, and you know what else is probably going to happen? People aren't going to know. It's kind of like going to those concerts where there are no original members, and people walk in and they say, I don't know what's wrong with this. It's fine. So what? I never knew the band to begin with. I didn't really care. It sounds like what I hear on the radio. That's all I really care about. I bought these tickets. I'm going to get some $14 beer, and it's going to be a great night. And this, by the way, is like perfect for those people. It's perfect. Gone are the days when we know for sure if it's actually the original artist. Gone are those days. Well, it is, Dave. And see, this is the problem. Technically, this is Randy Travis. Technically. Little asterisk next to it. Is this Randy Travis? This is the new Randy Travis. The new and improved Randy Travis. Randy Travis can't sing anymore. If Randy Travis could sing, he wouldn't sound this good today. So this takes care of two problems. All the times I complain, oh, this guy can't sing anymore. Why is he still out there? They're going to fix that. They're going to fix it, and then I'll have nothing to complain about. You should just get along. You should just go with the program, Dave. What's your issue, man? You stop living in the past. Who cares if it's AI? It's great. All right. Well, I don't know, folks. I don't know. That's all I've got to say in this video. Thanks for watching. If you can help support this channel, I'd really appreciate that. That's all I can say about that. I could really use a boost, either Patreon, YouTube memberships, buy me a coffee. It's really a struggle right now as I try to reboot and rebuild, but it's tough to do in a few short weeks what you did in 8 years. And my channel was a very slow growth channel. And so just plugging along and hopefully going to get to 100K someday. That never happened, and it's probably never going to happen at this stage. I don't know if I want to do this for another 8 years, but I'm here. So again, thanks for being here and watching this. God bless everyone. Please pray for all the victims and their families, these plane crashes and these horrible tragedies in our country, which seem to be accelerating a little bit. And, Jesus could come back at any moment, and that would be fine.